But yeah, like that's pretty much what I was saying. Like, people literally just act based on necessity. So if I need to fucking, right, if I have $0 and I need to make money, then what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go out and shovel someone's driveway, or I'm gonna go, mow a lawn, or I'm gonna go fucking buy something and sell it for a profit, or whatever it is, or I'll go do a service for someone, or I'll go help someone out, or I'll go do something, right, that's beneficial, that gives someone some value, and then I'll go make that money because it's a necessity, right? So for me, when I spend time by myself and I just sit in my fucking crib, it's like, all right, cool. Like, I'm just sitting in my crib. I'm alone. I'm going to learn something. I have to learn something. When I sit there and I turn on some music and I put my phone down and I let it go charge in the other room and I fire up the fucking hookah and I just get blasted off nicotine and I just sit there and I go, like, I'm just thinking. I need to think. I need to create new ideas. I need to develop. I need to make progress in my life, in my mind at some point during this time I'm sitting by myself. That's why I enjoy being by myself. That's why I enjoy being alone. That's why when I was younger and I was in school and shit like that, I enjoyed being by myself as well. And so yeah, like that's what I enjoy, is spending time by myself, just thinking and creating these new ideas. And the more time that I find that I spend around other people, the less that I think, because the more I'm involved in conversations and talking to other people, the less I'm involved in my own mind and actually like developing and thinking through things. So yeah, I think the best thing that I can do right now is just literally be isolated, and you guys as well. Like, just be isolated. Just sit, and just think. Evan, 2.2 grams. That's how much you took, bro. I was locking in anxiety and stuff. Helped me out. It was a chill time. Did you have anxiety because you had mushrooms, or was it more so like beforehand? Yeah, because, bro, I literally just, I don't know. When I did them, I took, bro. I did them, the first time I did them in the best environment I possibly could. I had done them with someone who had done them 70 times before. He had helped multiple people through ego deaths. And he literally just helped me through the entire experience. But I didn't really need help, because in my mind, when I went into taking them, I was like, I'm not going to let taking this thing, like, I'm not a fucking dumb person, right? And like, in my mind, I'm not a dumb person, right? So if I take something, or if I'm under the influence of something, I always know that, like, I'm under the influence of something, and that's why this is happening. If I saw some shit, right, on my fucking wall moving, or if I saw some being walking towards me, I'd be like, okay, cool. Like, I'm taking shrooms right now. This is why this is happening. All good. Not like, there's a fucking, the wall is moving. Like, bro, come on. You know why it's moving. You did something to make that happen, right? So, like, in my mind, I was like, I'm going to take these things and I'm going to use them as a tool to get better and learn and think, right? So first thing I did is I took 1 gram and I was like, okay, cool. Sit for like an hour. Cool. Sit for an hour. The guy's asking me, he's like, how do you feel? And I'm like, bro, I feel fine. And my eyes are just wide open, like black, wide open. My full eye, right? And I'm just like, okay, I'm feeling fine. Then he's like, take another, whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. Take another gram. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes go by. How you feel? Feel the same. Don't really feel anything. All the things that I'm thinking, I normally think these things anyway. Cool. He's like, take more. And I was like, all right, cool, bang. Took 2 grams more. Now I'm at 4 grams. Same story. That's cool. That's helicopter. 4 grams. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm thinking. I'm definitely thinking now. The cool thing that I like, my favorite thing when I have taken shrooms in the past, my favorite thing ever is that when you talk to someone, and this is only an experience that you can share if you've done it before. And I don't want to have this conversation and make it seem like I'm just like some big fucking druggy guy. I hate that shit, that hippie bullshit. That's really not me. But nonetheless, right, I basically took them and I just sat and this is only an experience you can have if you've taken them before. You would understand what it's like, right? And if you've done it in the right way, you've not just done it and like sat in your bed and looked at the ceiling and were like, You actually like tried to learn something and tried to have conversation and tried to progress mentally. But anyway, I took them and I was like, my favorite thing is that like when I'm talking to someone, if you're right here standing in front of me and I'm talking to you, it's like we have a force field around us. I'm only talking to you and you're only talking to me. And I don't give a shit about anything else that's happening. It's literally just like there's a force field. And then what would happen is if someone else walked into the room or if someone else tried to interrupt my conversation, and there was a point in the night, we were in this like high-rise apartment in Miami. Is the first time I did it, right? And I'll explain my experience a little bit more too. But we're in this high-rise apartment and like there were some people who were going out that night for the club, right? And they came up into the unit. And they were drinking and whatever, and I was just fully sober, and I had just taken the shrooms, and I was just talking for like hours with these people already, like a couple hours at this point, right? And I'm just talking through shit. I'm like learning, and I'm like feeling out this experience. And then these people come in, and I'm like, okay, we're in this force field. I'm talking about whatever I'm talking about, right? And your mind is just moving 1,000,000 miles a minute. You're just like, okay, I have this pen in front of me, and this pen is blue, and this pen can be written, you know, whatever. You literally just like, you think of anything and everything as it relates to an idea or a thing or whatever it is. You just think of 1,000,000 different avenues. Like, oh, the sky is blue. Why is the sky blue? You just think of every single thing, right? So I'm talking, and whenever someone comes in that I can tell isn't on the same like frequency or level or like same like you know, like they feel like they're not talking about something that's meaningful in the moment. In my mind, that's what it like I compartmentalize it as. Like it doesn't feel like they're talking about something meaningful. It like breaks the force field. And it just like makes me really mad. Like in the moment, it makes me really mad because I'm like, what you're saying doesn't have any value or meaning to me. You're not helping me at all. Like a drunk person came in, like for this example, right? They come in and they're drunk and they like come up and they're like, "What's up, Riley? What's up, fucking where?" I'm like, dude, you just ruined this conversation that I was just having. Like I was just having this conversation and we were like getting onto something. Like we felt like when you're talking on shrooms, it feels like you're constantly solving a problem. Like you're on the edge of solving something. That's the way I would describe it, right? But it doesn't take that much. It doesn't take that long to get back into the conversation, right? So like the person basically fucking comes in. I'm like, dude, like you don't have anything that you're saying that means anything to me. Just go the fuck away, right? Go the fuck away. And whatever, and then I end up getting back in the conversation. It doesn't matter. Like you're gonna have 1,000,000 different conversations. Now the craziest thing that's ever happened to me, and it was the same exact time. The craziest thing that's ever happened to me. Shout out this guy. I hope he sees this at some point. I'm recording right now. I hope he sees this at some point. His name's Kiwa. You guys have probably seen him on Instagram before. He's in a bunch of clips. He has that corny clip. If you guys know, he's famous for that corny clip where he's standing on the balcony and he's like, "This is like peak life. You're in your dream penthouse. You're making a lot of money," and he's like smoking a cigar. That video is totally rage bait, by the way. No, he's like Hispanic or whatever in the video, but there's a white kid he's talking to. But he's famous for that video, right? That's his like the most seen video. Everyone clowns him for that. That was definitely a content farm video too, because he's not like that in person at all. He's like one of the smartest people I've ever met. But anyway, I'm basically talking to him, and he's the person who's taken shrooms however many times, and it's like 70 plus times. And he just walks so many people, right, through these trips and experiences and whatever. And so he's like there essentially to like see me through my first experience in case anything happens. And obviously nothing happens because I'm a G, and obviously I'm good. By the end of the trip or whatever, I ended up taking like 5-6 grams, not really seeing anything visually. I was mostly just thinking. And this was real. This was like the physical plant, the caps and the fucking stem. It's not just like, oh, there's a chocolate bar. That wasn't it. It was my first time. But I slowly did it over as the night went on. It took me like maybe 2-3 hours to do the full thing. And I was just having it with like lime juice. But anyway, I'm talking to Kiwa. And basically, I go out on the balcony with one of my friends that I had taken it with. Right? And we're just talking and whatever. And bro, literally it's insane. Like this guy, when he says stuff, the having a conversation with Kiwa in person is like, imagine talking to someone and every single thing that they say has like a meaning. Like when someone talks to you, like this is without the shrooms, right? You talk to them and it feels like no matter what they're saying, they're like fucking just, you're locked in on what they're saying because it feels so important. That's like what my feeling is with him, right? When he says something, I'm listening to it because I'm like, this person is super smart, right? And so he's talking and he's like saying all this stuff, whatever. And he's just explaining. That's just like who Kiwa is, right? He's super intentional. Okay, and he's taught me a lot of stuff over the time of knowing him. And he was nice enough to let me into his house and obviously walk me through this experience. So pretty cool experience, whatever. So I go out on the balcony and it's crazy. This guy, like everything that he says just means something. And I'm talking to my boy on the balcony, right? And I talk to him, whatever. And I look inside and I see Kiwa and he's just sitting like this. He's just sitting like this, right? With his leg crossed and he's reading a book. And he's like reading a book and he looks like so intentional about the book he's reading. And this is the book that he was reading, actually. This book called Outsmarting Reality. This is what he was reading, okay? I still gotta read it. I haven't read it yet. But he was reading this book called Outsmarting Reality. And he's just sitting there and he's got his finger on like where he's reading. And I look at him and I turn to my boy and I go, look, like he's so locked in. Like he's just reading this book. Because we were on shrooms, right? And so was he. So I was like, okay, like it's kind of crazy. You get on shrooms and you just start reading. You know, you're just at that point where you're just reading and you're letting that have the experience, right? And it was pretty crazy, right? And so then I look back at my boy and I go, look at him. He's just in there reading. He's super locked in. And then boom, I turn back. The second me and him both turn our heads, he's looking at me. He's just staring at me. He can't hear because the balcony is closed, right? The balcony's closed and we're on like the 50th floor. So the city is loud and whatever. You can't hear shit. There's no chance you would hear us talking, and we weren't being loud either. We're on the balcony, he's inside reading a book. And I look, and he's just looking directly at me from the living room. And I like freaked out. I was like, whoa, that's fucking super cool, whatever. We were just talking about you, and then you look up, whatever. It's pretty crazy. And so then I run inside, and I go like, bro, that's crazy. You just like looked at us while we were talking about you, and I was just talking about how you're reading the book, whatever. And he opened, I kid you not, this is the craziest shit that's ever happened. I kid you not. His page that he was on, and where his finger was on the page, he turns the book to me. And on the page that he was reading, it says, what you are looking for is staring right back at you. It was pretty crazy. It was a pretty crazy thing, right? And I like freaked out. And he just turned the book to me and he like showed it. He was like, I just read it and I like felt like I needed to look up and you were looking at me. That shit was crazy. That shit was pretty crazy. And yeah, there was a bunch of stuff that happened like that throughout the night. It was pretty gay, yeah. But it was pretty funny. And so experiences like that are pretty cool. I think that like shrooms is like something like I said, the whole point of like taking stuff like that or doing stuff like that is not to do it and like have like I saw something crazy, bro. I saw my fucking dog floating in the air. No, it's like, dude, you take that and then you go, okay, let's have a purpose. Let's have a purpose of just thinking and to get better and to get to the next level. And the cool thing for me about shrooms is like, and I've used it twice ever in my life, 3 times ever. 2 out of the 3 times I actually learned something. 1 of the times it was just whatever. But the cool thing to me is that when you drink or when you get high or when you do whatever, right? You wake up the next morning with like a feeling of regret or a feeling of like, oh, I don't remember, or a feeling of like whatever. When you take shrooms, you wake up and it's like you still retain what you were thinking about the night before. It's not like a clarity feeling. It's not like a post feeling. You know what I mean? It's like you have a clarity. You have this newfound information. Like you learned something and then now you have that in your brain. You know what I mean? It's not like oh, I was high and whatever and I don't really remember everything, or I felt this way, or now I wake up and I'm sober, or I was drunk and I felt shitty and I felt great, or like, you know, when you get high and you think that everything's great, you're gonna get so fucking rich, blah, blah, blah. And then you wake up and you're like, oh fuck, I'm still a chud. That's how I feel a lot of the times. But fucking whatever, right? You fucking, that's how it is. And then you wake up the next morning, it's like, oh, whatever. But with shrooms, it's like you wake up and it's like you have the knowledge. You've learned. You've added something to your library, your mental library. So I think it's pretty cool. That's one of the things I like about it. I had a pretty good experience off it. But like, you can have that same experience. The biggest thing that I learned while taking that is that you don't necessarily have to take that to learn what you learn. It just speeds up the process. If you spent 12 hours a day alone in a room by yourself, you'd probably figure out and think of new ideas. You'd probably develop mentally. You'd probably get better and better and better. Right? Like, you don't really need that stuff. Like, I learned a lot of the stuff that like people around me at that place were learning, right? When we were taking them in the apartment, like I learned what they were actively learning by just being by myself and not really having very many friends in elementary and middle school and high school, because I would just spend so much time by myself. Nights just sitting in my room, fucking looking at my ceiling, just like thinking about shit because I couldn't sleep. Or like thinking about what I wanted for my life, or thinking about who I wanted to be, or like why people acted the certain way that they did, or why people said things that they did, or why people thought the things that they did, and like how everyone's perspectives collectively affect the world and affect me, and like how can I put myself in the best position possible to be successful, whatever. Like that was like just a product of me being by myself so often. And that's something that I need to work on more, because as I've done better and better and better for myself, I try to bring more people up with me, right? Which in the end, a few different times I've been burned by doing that, right? Trying to bring people up with me, which is fine. It's just part of life. I've been blessed to be in a position where I'm able to do that at times. And, you know, I pray to God all the time that those people, you know, succeed, whether they're with me or not, right? But I've been blessed by God to be able to put people in positions to where they're better, right? Whatever. And sometimes you get burned, and sometimes you get a positive result, and it's really cool, right? And that's just like kind of what I've enjoyed. But in the end, I find that I make the most progress when I'm just by myself, or when I'm not going out, or I'm not being cool, or I'm being weird, or I'm being whatever, because I'm not going out, I'm not doing bullshit, I'm not, you know, I'm spending the time by myself thinking and trying to, like, literally, like I said, learn. I'm just spending time by myself learning. Like, sit in a room for an hour by yourself and just think. And literally just think. Without your phone even near you in the same room. Just think and force yourself to think of some shit. Just force yourself. Like, you can figure it out. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can figure it out. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't think that you get any benefit out of being around other people besides the fact that you're literally just analyzing the interaction. Because realistically, most of the time when you're with other people, unless you're consciously trying to think with them, you're constantly trying to have like a productive conversation, you're not really learning or growing. You're just kind of being in the moment actively. You go to fucking hang out with your friends, and you're in the car, you're driving around, you're listening to music, you're making jokes, whatever, talking about stuff that's happening on the street, talking about people or chicks or whatever it is, right? But you're just present in that moment. You're not really like you're not developing, you're not getting better towards the future. You're not talking about anything actively. And obviously you can talk to your friends about like, okay, I want to get better, I want to become rich, I want to make this money, I want to do this. Like, how can we get there? And then you can have an in the moment, like, active conversation about it, right? But how often are you doing that when you're hanging out with your friends? Not super often, right? It's just human nature. You're not really doing that, right? So, to be honest, spending time by yourself is the best way to do it, because then you can just think back on like things that have happened in your life, past experiences, you know, even moments from your current day. Like, oh, today in the elevator, I got in the elevator and this woman seemed upset. Why was she upset? This is the, you know, cues that she was having. How might I have made her day better? Whatever. Like, just random shit like that. Like, I just think about anything and everything, and then eventually I end up deriving like some sort of meaning from it, and then I end up, you know, pulling some sort of like benefit or situation or something I can do to just get better myself, right? How could I have made that person's day better? How could I have, you know, prevented that person from, you know, getting off the elevator and having a bad day, right? Just like literally looking at people and just honestly thinking about like everyone's interactions that you have throughout the day. Like, we're all human beings, and the only way that we learn about other human beings is by interacting with them, right? When you text someone online on the internet, right, and they're angry, or they're sad, or they're happy, or whatever, why are they happy? Why are they angry? Why are they sad? When you go into an Instagram comment section and think about, why are so many of these people saying all these things, right? You go into an Instagram comment section, you see someone arguing back and forth with someone for 10 different messages in a row. Click on those people's profiles, look at those people. What types of things do those people do that are leading them to have activities like this during their day, right? Like, I have no intention or desire to argue back and forth with someone in an Instagram comment section ever, right? So I look at it, boom, and I look at their profile, and maybe they fucking have a normal job, right? And maybe that's what they spend their time on. Or maybe you look and they're fucking arguing with people on their page all the time. That's an unhappy person. Why are they so unhappy? Why don't they like their life? Why do they feel the need to do this? Why do they feel the need to express themselves like that? Like, literally just like analyze every single thing that people do, and analyze how it affects you, and analyze how it affects the world, and how you can, you know, put yourself in situations that are going to basically, you know, benefit you long term. So that's kind of like how I see things. And yeah, like, I just try to think constantly about like interactions that I've had with people. So it's just, I don't know, it's a little bit, this is like a yab session. I'm kind of just like sitting here talking. I'm recording for YouTube as well. Do you think on YouTube I can post like your guys' usernames and shit? I don't think I can. I don't think I can. I don't think I can post fucking this. Definitely can't fucking post this shit. But I mean, if I can, I don't care if I don't get monetized. I never get monetized anyway. Can I post though? Can I post like hookah? Can I post like them hitting the hookah or not? Like, what can I post on YouTube? I mean, I don't make any money off YouTube regardless. Even if I did, it doesn't really matter. But like, I feel like people post bad shit on YouTube all the time. No? I've been trying to change my name, but I can't for some reason. I'll change it for you, bro. I don't know who would have made your name this. Super unprofessional. Hopefully that's an upgrade. Where's Moss? Moss left the Discord. I think he left all trading Discords right now. He's working on some shit. He's just grinding. YouTube before 2016 was the Wild West. Yeah, bro. I don't, what should I do? Should I try post this anyway? If you're watching this right now on YouTube, it's posted. So, I made the decision to post it. I wouldn't want to crop out the chat. I wouldn't want to crop out the chat. It'll be like Motion Network Talks. Motion Network Talks. Yeah, we'll just do that. Motion Network Talks. This will be a new series. Maybe I'll post this tonight. Post this one tonight. And then I'll record the psychology video right now. Post that tomorrow. But Motion Network Talks, new series. Boom. First episode done. We'll just do that. Random bullshit talks that we decided to do. And today's was my first time taking shrooms. And how it affected me and my thought process on it and being alone. Shit like that. So, if you enjoyed this video, guys watching on YouTube now, if you've watched to this point, leave a like and a comment. And, yeah. Stay tuned for the next one. Give me some ideas on shit you want me to talk about. This is all done in the inner circle, or the exclusive, in the Discord. That's it. Peace.